Hey, what's up YouTube? It's me, Shiekrunner, and welcome back to another one of my videos. In this video series, I'm going to show you how to speed up your leveling process within the Shadowlands, but I'm also always about demonstrating or giving you as much information as possible on how to go fast in WoW in general, not just Shadowlands, not just leveling. I'm all about the speed in World of Warcraft. I felt like I had to clarify that. So we're not going to take a look at quest or anything like that today, like how to do it faster or like a cool trick on how to speed it up. But instead, what we're gonna do is we're going to look at a toy that will not only help you during your leveling experience, but it is also useful for any outdoor content while it's in the Shadowlands besides the Maw. I think that is an exception. I don't think that this item works in the Shadowlands, in the Maw, but I'm not entirely sure, but I'm basically 99% sure that it won't work. So let's just jump right into it. And for a change, I felt like going with full cam for the introduction today. Um, as you can see, I'm not bald. Um, I do have fucked up teeth. I hope I can fix that at some point in my life. So let's just jump right into the game. So we are here in Madraxis. Madraxis is basically the second zone that you will go and quest through when you first level through the Shadowlands. This is the House of Plagues, which is basically a quest hub area that you will or that you can go to very early on. And basically on this position there is the item that we want. You won't see this on my map at the moment with handy notes because I've unfortunately already picked this up on this character. I unfortunately had no other character to show this off with, and this character just happened to be the closest to the House of Plagues, which I thought, well, if I have the item on the other characters as well, I can also just go with the character that is kind of like the closest by. So, but I will go through it all step by step where you get it, so it won't be like 100% displayed the way that it is. Like, you won't see me actually doing the task that you have to do, but I can assure you that as it stands right now, this is all accurate. So basically, on this bench or like on this table, there is usually, if you have not collected it yet, an empty plague bottle. And you would have to just click on it, and then you would have to click on this pool. And this is how you acquire the item. It could be that this item, instead of getting into your bags, is sent to your mail. That is currently a bug on the beta, but that should be fixed on launch, hopefully. So with that in mind, you know how to get it. It's in the House of Plagues in the bottom area right here. And you can pick it up basically as soon as you get here when you've crossed through Madraxis. And when you read through the item, this is the item. When you read the item text, the slime contained in is ravenous and uncontrollable, devouring party members and dealing damage to them, only usable outdoors in the Shadowlands. So it's usable outdoors in the Shadowlands, which means it's usable in Madraxis, in Bastion, Ardenweald, and in Revendreth. Probably won't be usable in the Maw and in Oribus, because that's a little bit different. So going by the tooltip, well, it doesn't really say much about what the item does. But I can demonstrate something here with a cool macro that I have showed off before. So this macro right here basically prints the speed of NPCs or whatever you have targeted into your chat. So this guy is walking right now. Now he's not walking, so now he's 0% speed. So now that he's walking, he is 100% speed, 101% speed. So this way we can test what speed this vial is, because it's a movement speed item. Who would have thought? By no means is this item a replacement for like the big speed items like gun shoes or like cracked Radinex control gems or like the Yaks and the Mushans, but everyone has a different kind of toolkit, and especially with the removal of the speed potions, which by the way you can still use nitro boots, the engineer tinker. So this one right here, uh, At this point, at least. This might be different on launch. I cannot guarantee that this won't be will be here there. But if there are going to be any sort of like updates because of beta builds, I will announce it, or I will make sure that you have the correct information. So obviously I cannot guarantee for any changes I made with the last launch build because, well, I'm not a Blizzard employee and I don't know what they're gonna do on launch, what changes they might make. So now let's use the item actually, and we're gonna test the speed of it. So it's a 30-second item called Ravenous Slime. The spell is Ravenous Slime, and I'm just gonna target at him. So now I check the speed, and it's 243% basically, which is a lot faster than a normal mount. It depends. It's like not the greatest movement speed item, but depending on your toolkit, it can definitely have some use, especially in a group setting, because in a group setting, it kind of works like the hive mind, if you are familiar with this mount right here. This mount right here, the way that you get it is basically by completing a long quest chain. At some point, you have to be in a party of, I think, 5 to get the final step done. And this classifies as some sort of like attunement. So if you attune yourself like with that group, they can basically jump into the hive mind when you are in a party with them. And for each member that is in the hive mind gets 10% more speed, up to like 250% speed. So if I was in a full group right now and I had attuned, I did the end quest with the people, what would have happened is they could jump into the hive mind and I could ride it. We would have an increased mount movement speed, and it would be very efficient. So you have to imagine the item, the Vial of Ravenous Slime, to be kind of like that. If you use it next to people that are in your group, they will just get devoured by your slime, and you can carry them. There's no attunement required, but basically you can chain this, which means you use one item, but you get all of the people with you, and then another person can use their toy to get all of the people with you. You can also, if you're like one of the funny guys, you can probably just trick people or like surprise people on launch because they don't know this, and if you're in a group with them, you can press the item, devour them, and just jump off like something and kill them this way. So if for anything, it has some great grief potential for people that are in your group. You can mess with some friends of yours. So I hope you like this item. By no means is this item like crazy and will revolutionize the way that you move, but it's a sort of like gap closer when you don't really want to use gun shoes, where you don't really want to use cracked radiance control gems, where you don't think mounting up maybe is worth it, or you might have nothing left but this, and it's better than using a mount, so you would use that instead. And it has a 10-minute cooldown. It can be used anywhere in the Shadowlands, outdoors, besides probably the Maw and Oribus. And I think it's a great item that you should pick up during leveling. Like even as a world first 60 contender, like I will probably pick this up. And of course, if there will be any changes before the game launches, I will update you accordingly to it. So I will see you in another video, and see ya. Peace.